Come on now, y'all trying to think this. Let the spirit hit you, man.
I got to get that angle, man. I got to get that angle, brother.
Speak loud. Speak loud.
Alright, fuck it. I mean, we're gonna do Proverbs 1, man. I mean,
Proverbs 1?
Yeah, 1 and 20, man. I was gonna get Isaiah 34, but I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying?
Isaiah 24.
34.
30, do Isaiah 34.
Alright, come on.
Isaiah 34. Speak loud. Face them. You're the leaders right now. You're the teachers. They're the students. Let's go.
This is Isaiah chapter 34.
You gotta face them. So those are the students.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. And it reads, "Come near, ye nations,
Yeah, come here, ye nations, meaning these other nations.
to hear and to hearken, ye people."
Pick up your voice.
So like, you know, go ahead.
See, you get nervous. You're nervous when you got a lot of people looking at you, man.
All right. This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1, and it reads, "Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people."
Right, because we're not only prophesying to the nation of Israel, okay, we're also prophesying to these other nations, man, the future judgment. All right, because these other nations, you know, played a part of our downfall.
Right. It says, "Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it."
Right. You know, let the world hear, man. Let the world hear what? Their future judgment, man.
What's
All
going to
right?
happen?
What's going to happen to them? All right, because they're going to be destroyed with that nuclear fire. Get that real quick, brother. Matthew 24 and 14.
This is Matthew 24 and 14. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached."
This gospel, what's the gospel? The good news shall be preached into what? Right?
In all the world.
In all the world. All right, when you go into the world, and this one is open meaning the entire world. All right, so these nations got to hear what's going to happen to them, man.
That's right. That's right, bro.
For a witness unto all nations.
For a witness to all nations. All right? That was it.
Right.
Go back.
It's Isaiah 34 chapter. I mean,
I got a
like,
question, teacher. But how the world gonna hear it? How's the whole world gonna hear it?
you know, I was just thinking that.
I was thinking it too.
By the
Thinking it too.
prophets.
How they gonna see
By
it?
what vehicle?
By YouTube.
Through the internet.
If there was no internet, the word wouldn't go out to the whole world.
Right.
This is the thing that's going out to the whole world. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Verse 2, it says, "For the indignation of the Lord is
What's
upon."
the indignation? All right, the Lord's righteous anger. That's the indignation of the Lord, man. All right? Because the Lord is not all about damn peace, man.
He got a
He's
lot.
man of war.
He got a lot of reasons to be angry.
That's right.
It says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations."
The indignation upon the Lord is upon all nations, man. All right? Because you have touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. All right? You help further the affliction, man, of the nation of Israel. All right? The Lord's people, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
"And his fury upon all their armies.
And his fury upon all their armies, man. Go ahead.
He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter."
But he has delivered them to the slaughter. And how's he going to deliver y'all to the slaughter? These other nations. By that nuclear missiles, man. All right? When the Lord is going to basically gather up these other nations in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, man, in the Middle East. All right? World War III. Go ahead.
Also the chariots of the Lord.
Yeah, come.
Lord is going to do a lot of slaughtering too.
That's right.
Slain of the Lord shall be many. Yahushua going to get bit. Well, he said he's going to let out a cry as a travailing woman.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, Yahushua going to get busy.
Hey, when a woman's pregnant and she's about to deliver, the husband's usually there. She's slapping on the husband. She said, "You
motherfucker."
Fuck you." So he's gonna get very emotional.
On that day. And he has every reason to. Because 2,000 years ago, they put an ass whooping on Yahushua. Slapped him and made fun of him, and he ain't forgotten that.
I got a precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 25, verse
Bring it out.
32. "Thus said the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be rise up from the coast of the earth."
Woo!
Verse 33. "And the slaying of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. There shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried. they shall be dung upon the earth.
Damn.
That's beautiful, man.
That's when them laser beams hit them. People gonna be running, you know. Chariot gonna be right on their ass. Whoop hop. They drop dead, man.
And at the very same time, the Most High is bringing that destruction with them nuclear missiles, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Precept is Isaiah 13:6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Beautiful.
Question for y'all: who's the sinners? That's all I wanted to know. Okay.
Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
Because there's going to be a lot of dead bodies here, man, in America, man. All right? That's going to be all the dead bodies that's going to be laid out throughout the city, man. All right? They're slain. Go ahead.
And the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
The mountains shall be melted with their blood. Go ahead.
And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a
And
scroll.
that's talking about that mushroom cloud, man. When you read the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, man. After that nuclear missiles hit here in America, it's going to be a big mushroom cloud, man. All right? Go ahead.
And all their hosts shall fall down.
All their hosts shall fall down. What is that talking about? The hosts is talking about their armies, man. Their armies is going to go down, man. The Lord's going to bring this kingdom down, man. All right? Because, you know, the scriptures speak about how Esau, all right, it's going to be a war in heaven. All right? And the Lord's going to bring him down. Go ahead.
As the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
Right. Go ahead.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
And what's the Lord's sword,
I
man?
got a question. What does that mean? The leaf, the fig falling from the fig tree?
When you're shot.
Anybody can help him? The fig falling from the fig tree. That's also in Revelation 6. There's the same thing in Revelation 6. Speak up.
Yeah, that was dope how you
Right, in
filmed
other
at
words,
Harlem.
the fig in the Middle East.
That was dope, man. That was
So
dope.
it comes off the fig, comes off the tree, and it makes an arc fast.
Yo, hey,
that's what
that was
it's
dope,
for.
man. That was dope.
Missiles coming like that, you know? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Speak loud.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 13. And the stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her in time of figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
Read that again.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 13.
Let the gentleman come through.
And the stars of heaven fell onto the earth.
What are the stars? What did John see when he said the stars of heaven fell to the earth?
That's the news.
The missiles. So he was looking up and he sees the stars up there and he sees the stars coming down. He said, what the hell is going on with the stars? There wasn't stars, those were missiles.
Right.
You know?
That was a fire from the missile.
That's it. That's it.
Even as a fig tree casteth her in time of figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
Wind comes along, the figs fall off, and the ark is back. So that's how the missiles. It's not going to be one missile. You said one missile. That's all right. There's going to be. They're going to be showered with the missiles. 200 million, the number, because the angel gave them the number. Let me shut the hell up now. Yeah.
Revelation 9:16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
And that's going into the 200 million warheads, all right? That the Lord's going to put a spirit upon, man, in America.
Speak loud, speak loud, speak with authority. Speak loud.
Oh,
Speak loud. You were speaking loud before. Bring it back up. Keep it up. Keep it up on the same level. I know we put pressure on you, brother, so that's all right. You're doing good. Is he doing good?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
He's doing great.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
And that's going into the 200 million warheads, man. That's going to be on those nuclear missiles, man. That the Lord's going to put the spirit on, man, to hit here in America, which is Babylon the Great.
I got a precept. This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse I'ma say verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape. The appearance of them, verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on top of mountains, so shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as the strong people set in battle array. And that's
Can
not.
we say this though? High Priest Ariel used to say that was Jake climbing into Esau's windows, killing him. They ain't talking about none of that. When Ariel taught that, it never sat with me. You know? It's talking about missiles.
It's about the missiles. The missiles.
It's talking about missiles.
That's going to destroy the foundation of America, man. That's what
It
it's
says they
talking
should
about.
go through the windows. What is that talking about? The ozone layer. You know?
Esau's empire.
That's right.
His kingdom.
That's right.
Then it said like it's as the Garden of Eden. It's talking about that nuclear wind, right?
Yeah, the Garden of Eden before them means it's a livable place. People are living and making money, and behind them a desolate wilderness, meaning not that the missile's going to leave and go, the missile's going to do its damage, and behind them, you know, their posterity
believe a
is
desolate
gonna be what?
wilderness.
Desolate wilderness.
Like
Besom of
when
destruction.
you see
Beast of
Maine,
destruction.
when you see Maine, Nebraska, Wyoming, Vermont, it's beautiful grass, greeneries everywhere, cattle everywhere. That's like the Garden of Eden before them, but behind them, once the missiles hit, it's going to be a desolate wilderness.
Desert. Yeah.
Desolate
Aftermath is going to be a desolate wilderness. It's going to be number death and destruction.
So desolate goes back into the word isolate, which means alone. Once the
Well,
missiles hit,
well, first a lake of fire, and then when the fire dies down, the fucking desert.
Right now, as everything.
It's like a product. People are living, they're making money, they're doing good, they're eating. Yep. Exactly. So give it back to them. Y'all got it.
This is Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouths. And that's going into the nuclear blast, man. You know, it's nothing else that's clearly, you know, going to illustrate that type of destruction but a nuclear blast. Nothing else is identical to that type of destruction.
They're like Terminator 2. Scene with the chick who played Sarah Connor. We always use that illustration.
Ran up the fence, and she saw the kids playing, and she saw that besom of destruction. And then when the besom hit her, what was left was bones. She was still holding the fence, and then she dropped.
That's deep.
Yep.
And I also add in with the tongue and the eyes being evaporated, basically. It's going into the eyes being the visions of this place, this place, you know, the future of this place.
High Priest Ariel used to break it down like that.
Yeah, they said the eyes, because the flesh, eyes is flesh, tongue is flesh. So why they say eyes and tongue? Because the flesh is going to destroy them. The eyes mean they're not going to see the future, and the tongue, they're not going to speak the future. In Daniel the 7th chapter, it says, and he spoke, the little horn spoke what? Great things. So he's not going to speak no more vision. Y'all got it?
This is back in Isaiah 34, this is verse 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
And what's the Lord's sword, man? All right? Like we've been going, like brothers is going into, man, that nuclear missiles, man. All right? It's going to be bathed in heaven upon what? Idumea. And what's Idumea is a Greek word for Edom. All right? And we know that the modern day Idumea is America. All right?
And upon the people of my curse.
Right, and who's upon the people of his curse? The so-called white man. All right? Because he was cursed with what? With leprosy, man. All right? That's the people of his curse. All right?
He's calling on you,
So I had a precept. This is from Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. It says, "For lo, I will rise a cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrow shall be of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a sport. And Chaldea shall be a sport. And all that spoil shall be satisfied, saith the Lord." And when you go back to that assembly of great nations, that's going into Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and all these different nations.
The BRIC nations, they're
the
no
BRIC
longer
nations.
dealing with America. They're no longer, the petrodollar, which is the world reserve currency, now is called a petrodollar. Anytime you wanted to deal with a nation to buy oil, you had to switch your money. If it's a yen, you had to switch it over to, not the euro, but the US dollar, the Federal Reserve note, right? And then you can buy, and that propped up the US dollar, the thing, right? The BRICS nation, they say we no longer dealing with y'all. Yep. We exchanging our own money. And Esau and America's not doing that because why? You got two major powers, now you got three world powers. It used to be America and Russia, now it's America, Russia, and China. So if you want to go to war, you got to deal with Russia, and they want to fuck your ass up. All right, they're bloodthirsty. And China, you got what, a 2 million man army. They got over 1 billion people. They can easily make up a 10 million man army. And they also have the I'm gonna give it back to you. And you guys got me riled up like Ariana. If you speak to Ariana, put that finger up.
You gotta take the hat off first.
You know, I would rile them up, because these brothers are riling me up, man. Yeah. And this is a basic scripture, but you know what? When you go into the breakdowns, man, I love the breakdown. You know why? Because precepts come in your mind, right? Now, what was I saying? What was I saying?
About China.
All right, China. China got over 1 billion people. India got over 1 billion people. All right, and they can easily. Oh, another thing I was going to say. Russia and China has the same thing, and the other nations. Let the weak say I'm strong. Joel 3, verse 19. They have a missile called a hypersonic missile, where there's a cloud of plasma on a warhead. There you go. I'll let you speak on it. I'll read on it. But anyway, radar can't pick it up. So what scriptures come to mind? No, it's another scripture. Dealing with the Most High. Who said that? But that brother, he made them great videos, man. And we're going to watch that movie, man, American Blackout, because of you, huh?
Yeah,
because of you, brother. Hey, but he hit it right, as a thief. What does it mean? Now we fully understand what it means as a thief. Because a radar can't pick up a hypersonic missile. Check this out. The Most High put the Spirit on them, Isaiah 54:16, to blow up the gold in the fire, to make it an instrument for his work, right? I'm paraphrasing. The Most High put in his mind, because you know what? What's the range of an ICBM missile and or a hypersonic missile? What is the range? He watches all my videos. He's the first brother, Shalom. You know, and when he says Shalom, I said, I know there's precepts coming. And this brother floods me with precepts, man. Floods me. I said, man, are you the only one doing that, or you got people behind you?
It's a spirit.
Okay, it's a spirit. It's a spirit.
So what's the distance from Russia to?
Right. Okay. So you said 6,000, right? You can look it up. The range, it can't go 7,000. Can't go 7,000.
Right.
What's the range from the middle of Russia to the middle of America, the Bible Belt? What's the range? 5,518 miles. So guess what? These missiles can go 518 miles and then go another 500 miles. They don't need to go. So you see how the Most High is the most. He made them build the missiles so they can go 6,000 miles. As far as they can go is 6,000 miles. But from Russia, the middle of Russia, to the middle of America, the Bible Belt, 5,518 miles. That's all you need. You know?
I got an article that it's 5 hours ago that Russia claims it tested a hypersonic Zyklon cruise missile. The Zyklon warhead took place at the same time British intelligence is reporting Russian use of outdated Soviet-era tanks. It says Russia has successfully tested a hypersonic Zyklon cruise missile. The country's Ministry of Defense said Saturday.
Take your time, take your time.
The missile has previously been touted as a major breakthrough in weapon development, with the Saturday's launch clearing a distance of 625 miles, according to reports. Video shows the missile fired from the Barents Sea and striking the target in the White Sea with great precision. Today, precision. It says today, the lead figure of projects 22, 35, 50 admiral of the fleet of the Soviet Union, Gorbachev, whatever his name is, fired a Triskon hypersonic missile at the sea target post in the White Sea from the Barents Sea, the defense ministry announced, according to the Russian state news media. And then it says North Korea launches 3 test missiles as Biden leaves Asia. So you got, and then India test fired a missile today too as well.
Let the weak say I'm strong.
Huh? Russia, India, and North Korea test fired missiles
Let
today.
the weak say I'm
Let
strong.
the weak say I'm strong.
What's the great equalizer? The missiles.
The missiles.
Whether it's hypersonic or ICBM. They're both ICBM missiles. All right?
Missiles. All right, brothers.
Go ahead.
All right, this is
Oh,
Isaiah.
Give
sorry.
it back to them. They're the teachers.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Just backing up what the brother saying, these missiles are going to come from, Russia, China, Iran, and other, countries to aim at Babylon the Great, aka America.
You're forgetting about their allies. The EU and the NATO nations, they're going to shoot missiles on them because America's going to do something to make the EU nations come against them and join with Russia. Assembly of great nations,
He shall hate the war. I just want to add on.
That's it.
Yeah, stop on me.
The beast shall hate the war. Why? Because the Most High put it in their heart to do so. Now, anybody out here that can't see this, anybody out here that's in my voice that can't see that this is gonna happen, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get that karagma and you're gonna eat one of them missiles, man. This is supposed to put fear in your heart.
Oh, yeah.
These guys that left out, why you think Lahab is back on the scene? Because he's fearful, man.
Yeah, he's afraid.
He's trying to get back into, he's trying to get brownie points with the Most High.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
I've been doing this for going on 36 years. And guess what? I feel, at least I feel like I'm on fire. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm on fire. You gotta be on fire, man. And you gotta stay on fire. Go ahead. And we're gonna give it back to y'all. Please.
Backing up what you said. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's backing up what you're saying. The NATO and the EU, America is going to get them mad, so they're going to switch sides, and they're going to send them missiles as well.
They're doing it right now.
Yep.
Remember when this guy, Biden, said we no longer going to buy oil from Russia? The European Union nations were with him. But they're feeling the pinch, man. They're feeling the pinch because it's $70 a barrel in Russia. Elsewhere, it's maybe double that, 140, 130. So everybody's catching hell, man. They talking about there was one station that's going to change up the thing because it only could go to 999. So they got to change up the pumps so it can go $10 and up, because they're talking about $10. Don't be surprised if this, they definitely gonna go up to $6. I've passed places where it said $6. Don't be surprised if this summer, right? This summer, August, end of the summer, or even July, gas might be hitting 10. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
That black horse with the balances in the can, and measure a penny for.
That's it. That's it. And what does that mean? What does a penny mean? What does a penny mean?
Inflation.
But what does a penny mean?
It's money. Money you gotta pay.
What? Give me more details. What does a penny mean?
Specific.
Be specific. If you don't know, you don't know. You'll learn it by the time you go home. What is a penny?
Measurement of a nut.
Come on, brother. This brother, you on the ball.
Right.
I sound like Mark.
Yeah,
Right
Mo,
here.
King Marshall.
He's on the ball.
He's on the ball.
But anyway, so go more into it.
I believe it's a
Denarius is a day's wages in the Roman Empire. When a soldier went out to war, he got a day's wages. With that, you can, take care of your kids, buy shit. That's a day's raising. When it says they all work for the same penny, that same penny was a day's wages, which now could be $200, $250. If you've got a decent job, if you bring home $250, you're doing all right. $300, you're doing better. So that was a penny. So it said what? A measure of wheat for a penny. A measure of wheat is going to cost you a day's worth of work.
See, back then you used to think that a penny was talking about a penny. And it's going to be cheap. No, it's going to be expensive, more expensive.
The black horse goes into the family. Right?
Oh yeah, leads right into it. We're in the black horse right now.
Yeah.
Believe me.
That's his
Prices
I
rising
get
up,
that today.
And who's it affecting the most? It's affecting the middle class. The poor's already poor. They used to eating shit. But the middle class, they
And they destroyed all those food plants. There was just a food plant, I forgot where it was at. It just burned down. It was 100 years old. A grainer,
Yeah, mill.
A grain silo.
Yep.
This is where they keep storage and the whole shit burned down.
It's setting the stage.
They destroying select.
I was adding to what you setting the stage for the famine.
Yeah.
Now, the situation in Buffalo, nobody's talking about that. What replaced it? The Texas thing. Now the Texas thing, come to find out, the police was there and they were just standing there for a whole hour. They had the gunshot, bow, bow, bow. We ain't gonna do nothing. What the fuck is the point of the police any goddamn way? All right? Or then they said this teacher, they keep changing the story. At first you're thinking there was no police. What I found out, there were 4 police in the school building. So security was already set up. 2 months before that happened, which is right now, 2 months before that, they had a drill of somebody getting into school and busting up kids. There was a door in the back that was open that the teacher forgot and left open. First of all, I used to go to school. Doors automatically close. You can't. They ain't gonna let you just leave a door open, man. Okay? I used to do deliveries to school. They wouldn't let you there. Put your name. Let me look at your license. Then they would call the person. They would call the teacher, and the teacher come down and get it. They wouldn't let you go past the main. So they're gonna let They said they have 4 armed policemen in the building. Then they had the rest of the town's sheriffs or police. They were just sitting out there. Listening to the gunfire. And then they decided to go in.
Feast of the Beast, man. Something like that.
The Feast of the Beast.
Feast of the Beast. And you always go into that, how they go into sacrificing of people to the Feast of the Beast, man.
Now, we don't know if those are crisis actors. We don't know if Men in Black came in there. We don't know what happened. We don't know if those kids are fake, that they made them up. You got crisis actors. We don't know if they got killed. We don't know. Oh, the guy that the so-called 18-year-old that did it, come to find out, that dude was born as a woman and had a sex change operation. He was a lot older than that.
Just to back you up.
Oh, they said the first person he got was his grandmother. They said that she got wounded, then she died, but then she came back to life.
That's
so
super grandma.
They keep changing the story. All right?
Well, just to back you up, Apostle.
Speak loud.
Just to back you up, Apostle, even what a coincidence that happens a few days before the NRA meeting. Goes in,
that's right.
we all know
That's
what goes
right.
into
That's
Second
right.
Amendment rights.
That's
But
right.
a few days before, because you did the show,
Second Kingdom can't stand.
they were doing the protest.
Separation. Exactly.
In front of
it was mostly women. Some
mostly
black
women.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds just like Sandy Hook. Sandy Hook was the same shit, and the children
That's
were
why
the
they
Super Bowl.
keep changing the story.
Same
Because
thing
people
happened.
are saying, nah, this don't make no. Now they're saying, oh, these brave cops. Now they're saying those cops are cowards. Who said that? Was it Tariq Nasheed? Y'all ever listen to Tariq Nasheed? Yeah, he be getting down. I believe it was him. He said, come to find out, them cops are nothing but cowards, man. Yeah. He broke it down too. Them cops just want to get, when a cop, not all cops, not all cops. Some of them want to be heroes, but when you become a police officer, why do people become police officers? Get good pay, get benefits, all kind of benefits, dental, hospital, all that stuff for your children, and then you got a good retirement program, right? That's why they become cops. Cops told me that. They said, look, I can't wait till I retire in 2 years. I remember cops I grew up with. I got 2 more years and I'm out this bitch. And one cop told me, he said, look, the only reason why I'm a damn cop is because of the pension plan and the money that I get. Then when the guy retired, he was a locksmith. He became a locksmith. He's making more money now as a locksmith than he was as a police officer. But guess what? He got all that stuff. He got that pension. He got all that stuff in the back.
I got a friend, her mother was a correctional officer, and she retired at 40 with the pension and all that. They retired early. Yeah, like 20 years.
That's good, Anyway, bring it back to y'all.
Back in Isaiah 34, verse 6, it says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats.
And that's symbolic, that's going to be symbolic to human beings, man. All right, because America is going to be the great altar, that great sacrifice. All right, 2/3 of the people and, the other nations are going to be burnt up, man. All right, go ahead.
With the fat of the kidneys of rams,
right?
For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra.
Yeah, Basra was a land in Edom. Okay, go ahead.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
And what's the land of Idumea? America. All right, which is here, Babylon the Great. All right.
And the unicorn shall come down with them.
And when you go back to the word unicorn, that's a wild oxen. All right, which was a clean animal, because these other Christian churches, preach that a unicorn was a rhino, which is an unclean animal. And when you go into a wild oxen, it represents, someone who's strong and mighty. Okay, go ahead.
And the bullocks with the bulls.
Go ahead.
And their land shall be soaked with blood.
Their land is gonna be soaked with blood. There's gonna be a lot of death here in America, man.
A lot of death.
Numbers the 35th chapter, man. All right, it's gonna be massive blood, massive killings, man. All right. All right.
Yeah, and Revelation says as high as a horse's bridle.
Right.
That's pretty damn high, man.
And their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance.
Right, and what does the word vengeance mean? Revenge, retaliation. Go ahead.
And the year of recompense.
Recompense. What? Meaning paying back.
Pay
So the
back.
Lord's going to pay back, Esau and these other nations for what they have done to the nation of Israel, man.
Yeah, that's
for
right, bro.
touching the Lord, the apple of the Lord's eye.
That's right,
okay?
bro.
It says, for the
Can I
controversy
say
of
something? Can I say something? You read a couple of verses about the altar and the sacrifice. Why does the Most High have us? We out here preaching because the Most High set us up to preach. But to him it's foolishness. Remember, 1 Corinthians 1? To him it's foolishness, because that's the way he wants it done. And we're just here to obey. The Apostle Paul said, I am a fool for Yahweh Shai's sake. So the Most High said, I want you to go out there. People are going to look at you like you're from sideways, and that's how I want you to do it. So the important thing is that we're obeying the Most High. Most High can take this place down any way he wants. But anyway, the point that I want to get to is this is an altar. So what happens before a sacrifice? You have to have the priest come up and they have to say the words, okay? And hence with the sacrifice. Then you leave and the fire comes down and burns the sacrifice, man. Y'all ever see the movie The Wicker Man? Y'all never saw that movie?
Yeah, I seen
No, that's
it, I
a
seen
bad.
it.
That movie kind
They
of.
built that big ass.
Yeah, but the way they got the dude, Nicolas Cage,
They called him
and
in.
was two fine ass Edomite women
Yeah.
that were in town. Oh, let's get together. And they set his ass up. They put him in the Wicker Man with chickens, with goats, and they burnt his ass. And they butchered. They sitting there watching his ass burn. You know? A good, excellent movie. Excellent movie, man. But going back to this, we are the priests. You know, we are the priests with you know, doing the ceremonial things of what's going to happen. And the main thing that we're speaking about is what? This destruction. Because we're in that time right now, right? So after we leave, by what? Okay, I'm going to burn it. I'm going to sacrifice this place. Let me send the ships down. Let me beam them up. Okay, we got them out the way. Destroy them, including the sinners, 2/3 of Israel. All right? Somebody had something to speak loud, Doc.
Precept. This is Isaiah 19 and verse 19. It says, "In that day shall there be an altar of the Lord Yahweh in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord." That's the precept to what you're going into, because that's being, you know, likened unto an altar. You know, the priest. That's it.
Go ahead, you got it.
Isaiah 34 and read 8. It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversies of Zion.
Right.
And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch."
Right. Because America's going to be covered with fire, man. After the nuclear destruction, along with the chariots of fire. All right? Go ahead.
"And the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch."
Right. It's gonna be like a lake of fire here in America.
That's it. Lake of fire. Yep.
Right.
"It shall not be quenched night nor day.
Okay.
The smoke thereof shall go up forever."
And then when you go into forever, it's not meaning forever. It's just
Right.
a
Period of time.
man.
Yep.
All right. That this place is going to be destroyed.
Just like the Twin Towers, that when they were on smoke,
Right.
it was for a period of time.
We
Then-
passed it 2 weeks
Yeah.
after, and the smoke was still billowing. You know?
Yeah.
"From generation to generation it shall lie waste, none shall pass through it forever and
Yeah, because
ever."
America is going to be it's going to be a desolate place, man. It's not going to be built. It's not going to rise up again, man. All right. Only unclean spirits is going to be dwelling here in America after this destruction, man.
Yep.
Go ahead. It's going to go into it.
That's not a precept. It's Isaiah 13 and 18. And it says, "Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall an Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there.
That's it.
And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged." Woo!
Desert creatures. Only you're gonna have the vultures, you have the eagles and the different, you know. Now our high priest Ariel, he went off again. He went into Revelation 18 chapter, the first 2 verses. Somebody please read that, Revelation 18, 1 and 2. Go ahead and read that quick. Read it loud.
Revelation 18 verse 1. "After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory." Verse 2. "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird."
Oh, y'all used to say that was talking about the white man taking down the Indians, and then every hateful and unclean and hateful bird, homosexuals. He's going off on that. That's talking about after the destruction. That's also mentioned in Isaiah 21. All right, go ahead.
Now, the scripture he just read said the smoke shall go up forever. But does that also mean that it would also be spoken about forever? Like similar to like Jude 1 and 7, where Sodom and Gomorrah was an eternal fire?
Yeah. Because the smoke is going to stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The smoke is going to eventually stop. It's going to go for a long time. All right?
So Isaiah 34 and verse 10, it shall, verse 11, it says, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion.
And the line of confusion is going into what? All right? You're not going to be able to, after the nuclear destruction, after the fire, you're not going to be able to tell New York City from New York City. You're not going to be able to tell Brooklyn, all right? Oh, that was Brooklyn. Oh, that was Chicago. That was LA. DC. All right, DC. All right? Because after the nuclear fire, that's a line of confusion right there, man. You're not going to be able to tell a state from state after the destruction, man, because this place is going to be laid desolate.
Laid out.
Precept that.
I'm gonna get a real close up on you, my man.
This is Isaiah 24. I got you. This is Isaiah 24.
That's my man right there.
Isaiah 24:19. It says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. And that's via the way of what? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, the warheads. 200,000, which is 200 million. It says 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. That's how much that's how much the missiles gonna be hitting these places, man. Because not only America's gonna be hit with missiles, but other countries are gonna be pelting missiles towards America. America be pelting missiles towards other countries. So the earth is gonna shake to and fro. That's why we're gonna have to get beamed up in the chariots. Lord willing, we be up the elect, and we're gonna be looking down.
Yep.
And we're gonna be. It says the elect is gonna be Yep.
Yeah.
That's that great earthquake in Revelation.
It says Isaiah 24:20 says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Because why you go into scripture, it says what? The wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. So the Lord, when you go into the scripture, the Lord's gonna be so mad, man, that the Lord's gonna use all the technology that he used with these other men, and he's gonna destroy this place, man. The elect is gonna be the one that's gonna make it.
That's right, bro.
All right, so all these elites that's gonna be in the bunkers and everything else, yeah, when we come out of them chariots, we're gonna be able to take them, the elites and all the other heathens from out of those bunkers, and they're gonna have to build back up the earth, because the earth is gonna be such it's gonna be basically like it's gonna be a transformation, it'll be like a cleansing of the earth again, just like how it was
slavery all over again.
yeah, we can put it in slavery.
Yeah.
Yep, it says 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Go back to Psalms 2, when it says, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Because why did they despise, or they thought that they could come against the children of Israel, but really the Most High, but they can't. That's why these devils are making CERN, because they're so desperate, you know, that they're willing to do anything. It says 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in a pit.
That's slave. That's for you, vocab.
Right.
AKA John Calvin. And you know, vocab alone was John Calvin in the past life. That's a new thing.
He looked like him.
You said it's a picture.
Yeah, he looked like him.
Look just like him. Show him the picture. Show him the picture. Quick. Vocab looked just like John Calvin. John Calvin looked just like vocab.
I thought you was about to say Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
Yeah.
Tell me that ain't vocab, man.
Oh yeah, that's that nigga.
Wow.
Without the beard, you know what I'm saying?
Look at the eyes, man.
Yep. The eyes, Chico, they never
The
lie.
eyes never lie, Chico.
Eyes never lie. Okay.
We got you, vocab. You busted.
Busted. Facial recognition.
We had biometrics back then, yeah?
That's it, bro?
There's some more. Yep. So this is going back to Isaiah 24 and 22. It says, and they shall be.
I'm telling y'all right now, this video right here is gonna be a classic.
Oh yeah.
I know it's gonna be put up by different folks taking videos. This is a classic right here.
Isaiah 24, 22.
We're gonna be wearing white white suits and marching down the streets. As soon as we get 800 guys be marching down the streets, we're going to outdo Nate.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Isaiah 24:22. And they shall
Hey,
be.
but let me say this, man. We still love you, Bishop Nate. We have
Hell
history
yeah.
with you, man.
Hell yeah.
Y'all think we have a total hate for the guy? Hey, when the man got well, we praise him, right?
Yeah.
That was on video. We praise him, man.
We got history with the
hate
guy.
that The man had a dream that he lost oil and the oil was given back to him.
Yeah.
So if that comes to pass, that means he's one of the elect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
We don't hate you like that. We don't hate you like that.
That's right.
We hate you, but we don't hate you like that.
Not like that.
It's a love hate.
It's a love hate.
Hey, well, there's a thin line between love and hate.
Go ahead, you got, brother got a precept back to you.
Okay.
Back precept that.
This is 2 Thessalonians 3.
Uh-oh, big man.
For we hear that there are some which talk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Now them that are such we command and exhort by the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. But ye, brethren, be not weary in well-doing. If any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed. Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother.
That's the precept man. Not your boy. That's the precept man. That's the original precept man right there.
That's it.
We thought your boy was the precept man. You the precept man. Hey, watch my live streams, man. When I put the premieres up, as soon as he says shalom, Yahweh, nothing but
scriptures.
But nothing but precepts, man.
Yep.
You know? So go ahead, y'all got it.
Back in Isaiah 34 and verse 12, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing.
And that's talking about what? All right? The nobles is talking about the elite banking families. All right? The prime ministers, the presidents. All right? Y'all going to be taken out of power, man. All right? And y'all going to be the first fruits of slavery in the kingdom of heaven, man. When we digging you out them bunkers. Go ahead.
And thorns shall come up in her palaces.
Thorns is going to be, because after America is destroyed, man.
Actually, let me correct you, right? You're doing good. Read that again, please.
Verse 12?
Yeah.
It says, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there.
That means, like in the kingdom, where's my noble? There ain't going to be no noble. So nobody's going to call that. It's poetic. Right. It's poetic. Where's my noble? There's not going to be none. Because you're not going to be there. The guy that called for the nobles is not going to be there. That's what it means. The Bible is poetic. Okay?
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
Verse 13, it says, and thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles and the...
If they have palaces that were empty, thorns are going to grow up in there. Weeds, you know, that vine and all that. But they ain't going to have nothing. Everything going to be flat. Everything going to be dust, sand.
Like
the song,
yeah,
Dust in the Wind. All we are, dust in the wind.
Yeah, yeah.
There was another song, damn.
Oh, a horse with no name.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Yeah.
It's so good to be out in the rain.
Yeah.
The rain represents the missiles.
Yeah,
so Esau is up on stuff, you know?
Yeah. The last scene of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
When he was walking in the Forbidden Zone.
Yep.
You know, there was nothing but sand and desert, pretty much.
Yep.
You know?
You did it!
Oh, come on, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
God damn you all to hell!
Oh, shit.
You did it! What was it, Dr. Zeus? He told him, he said, don't go there. You might not like what you find.
And they said, I'll take my chance.
I'll take my chance.
Well, hold up. He was in New York.
Yeah, that was
Because he saw the Statue of Liberty.
That's what fucked him up.
Yeah.
He realized he wasn't on another planet. Yeah. He was on the same, came back to the same planet in New York, right? Yeah. But the apes took over, which is Jake. Yeah.
Well, what happened to the streets will inspire you? What was that? That song?
New York. Go ahead, Doc.
That was the line of confusion. He didn't even know where he was.
Word.
He didn't know where he was.
That's right.
I got a quick precept for you, brother, real quick.
Right.
Going to the nettles and stuff. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 24. It says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So it's gonna be no men around. Of course, everything go. If there was any men around, well, all men gonna be destroyed. So it's basically saying everything gonna be completely abandoned, completely destroyed, like an abandoned lot or abandoned building. Eventually, you start seeing vines and bushes start growing because nobody there to take care of it. Because everybody's gonna be dead.
Like I Am Legend.
Movie I Am Legend.
Yeah.
The vines and stuff. You know, they did a documentary after the movie, and I think it was called Afterlife or After Death, something like that. Y'all, and they were showing if nobody's, you know, on the earth, what's going to happen in 2 months is you're going to get grass. In 5 months, in a year, and they showed the scene, actual scene from I Am Legend. You know,
Life After Humans or something.
Life After Humans. Yep. Because grass grows on its own. Certain trees grow on its own. You know. Go ahead.
Isaiah 34:13, and the thorn shall come up in her palace, and her palaces nettles and brambles, and the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The sorter shall cry to his fellow.
Right, only unclean spirits and unclean animals is going to dwell here in America after it's destroyed, man. Right?
The screech owl also shall rest there and find herself a place of rest.
Yeah, that's some unclean spirits and animals going to be resting here in America, man, after it's destroyed. Right?
There shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow.
That's where their home is going to be here. All right? That's where their home is going to dwell at. All right? That's what they're going to rest there. All right?
There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate.
Right. Right.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord. Right.
You have to seek ye out the book, man. All right? The scriptures speak about, you know, seek the Lord while he may be found, man. So you gotta seek the, you know, the scriptures, man.
That's
all
right,
right? Because only what these scriptures tell you all the prophecies, okay? All right?
Can I say something? When you go to any of these so-called spiritual books, which book is the most prophetic? The Bible, right? The only book, right? If you go to Google, I don't know what words I put in. I think I said book of prophecies, and the only book that came up was the Bible. The Bible is the only book that speaks about the prerogative. If you go to any of those weak-ass translations, it says the same thing. Go to all, if there's 20 of them, whatever, the blue letter, you go to all of them, Revelation 13, 16, 17, says the same thing, a little bit different, but it conveys the same message. No, the 42 negative confessions, where does it speak about the mark of the beast? Nowhere.
That's right.
Where does it speak about America? Where does it speak about Esau? Who's the white man? How's the white man? It's not in there.
Yeah, the Bible,
that's why these church pastors are losing sleep, especially my man Geno Jennings. We getting on. We gonna get on. When I get home, we gonna get on his ass.
Oh yeah.
Man. We gonna make that nigga grow a beard. After we get finished with him, he gonna have a robe with fringes on, man. Talking about shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shai, Barakadam.
Well, adding to Apostle, the Bible's a living document. It's alive.
Isaiah 34 and read that 16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail."
Right. None of the prophecies shall fail, man. All right? Because the Lord is a man of his word.
And the Bible is a living document. It's alive. It ain't dead.
None shall want her mate.
Right, meaning none of these philosophies can compare to the scriptures, man. Not the Quran, not the Book of the Dead. All right, not you black conscience. All right, none of those philosophies compared to the Holy Scriptures, man. All right.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them, and he hath cast the lot for them.
And then when you go into the word lot, you know the Lord gave us a portion.
Right. Right.
And his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein.
And that's going into reincarnation, man. The Lord has given each prophet, you know, a a portion, man, from generation to generation.
So they dwell
All right?
therein.
So if you was a prophet in your past life, you're going to be a prophet in this life, man.
That's right. That's
All
right. That's right.
Yeah, man. The spirit of the spirit of prophets is subject to the prophets.
Yeah,
all right?
that's right. That's
So with
right.
that, you know, Lord willing, this is us.
Oh, go ahead. Got a quick one. This is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble.
Yo, can't hold on. Hey, just hold on for 2 minutes, because we out of here. We out of here. We're not even going to salute these brothers. We'll salute y'all next week. But now we're running late.
That
But I
I
still love y'all.
that I may assemble the nations to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You know, like the Lord said, wait upon him until he arrives for the prey. You know, vengeance is of the Lord. So we're not out here to be bearing up arms. All right, our weapons of warfare are not carnal, man. So you know that's why brothers ain't out here, promoting any of that carnality, man. All right.
Yeah, we ain't got sticks in our camp.
Yeah, we don't need that, man. All right, our weapons is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, the spirit of the Lord, man.
The word.
And the Lord said, vengeance is His. Okay, this is not the time to be doing all that, or it's not the time period to be indulging in that fouling, man. This is the time for us to be glorifying the Lord, wakening up the flock, and telling these heathen in judgment. And the Lord said what? He said, I'm gonna turn fishers into hunters. Right. So in due time, it's gonna be our time to raise havoc on these heathens and these demons, man. But this is the time right now for us to do what we're doing, man. All right. It said, till that day I rise to the prey. For my determination to gather the nations. The Lord is determined. The Lord is anxious. He's waiting for the time where our Heavenly Father Yahweh gives him the green light to come and rescue the elect and get his vengeance. All right? It says that I may assemble the nations. Yeah, because he's going to assemble the nations like the brother Goofy broke down in the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right? In the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the Most High's judgment. When he gathered them troops, they're gonna be destroyed, and they're gonna be a feast for the foul. That's spoken about in Revelations.
Yep.
Okay. To pour upon them my indignations, which is the missiles. All right, and the beams of the chariots are gonna destroy them devils, man.
That's right.
All right. It says, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Yeah, because the Lord is gonna be jealous because what you did was you corrupted His woman. All right, the nation of Israel is known to be the Lord's woman. When you go to the word woman, it's servant. Okay?
That's
so you
right.
corrupted the
That's
Lord's
right.
woman, he's gonna be jealous, just like a man gonna be jealous if he catch another man with his woman.
Yeah.
That's
right.
it.
That's right, bro.
So with that, give the brothers a hand.
Yeah.
On point.
That's right.
Anyway, with that, we're gonna let y'all go. Let's do this quick. Call it. We out of here.
Call your Shadyo, Amadyo, Barak. Got him, dismissed.
Precept that.